Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 best remakes of classic video games.
There is still a way to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet.
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Metroid: Samus Returns. It is hard to imagine any Metroid game needing a remake. Sure, we had Zero Mission, which was a remake of the original NES title made for the GBA. A remake for Metroid 2 on Nintendo 3DS, though? Where do we sign up? Metroid: Samus Returns was remarkable in how it managed to make the IP feel like new again. And all it really took aside from modern visuals was the inclusion of a parry mechanic. There were also brand new abilities that required more frequent and managed use of your energy meter that made the game somewhat easier without sacrificing the difficulty. Really wish they had ported this to Switch though. DuckTales Remastered.
Not so fast, McDuck. We're running things around here now.
Cuss me too.
The original DuckTales NES game stood out for its challenging platforming, wondrous environments, and catchy music. However, the incorrectly titled DuckTales Remastered fixed up a few issues in the pogo mechanics and navigation. In case it was your first time experiencing the game, the remake allowed you to play on an easier difficulty that displays a minimap on your screen. Of course, you could play it in a manner similar to the original if you're up for the challenge. Plus, the art done by Tim Curry, not that one, and his team are truly spectacular, and the addition of voice acting from the original cast made the game a true tribute to the classic cartoon.
Now there's a sight I never get tired of. Come on, lads, let's head to the ice cream shop.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater OnePlus 2.
That was sick! Run it again here, or find the next tape when you're ready.
Have you tried to play the original Pro Skater games? They may not have aged to die-hard fans, but for a video game in general, they haven't stood the test of time. A remake was necessary, and Vicarious Visions blew everything out of the water with this one. Pro Skater OnePlus 2 was the perfect depiction of how we had always remembered the original games. Completing objectives, pulling off sick tricks, and harassing the locals while jamming out to a kick-ass soundtrack, all with incredible controls. Regardless if you're into skating or not, we'd guarantee you'll have an insane amount of fun with Pro Skater OnePlus 2. By the way, Xbox, that 3+4 remake Activision canceled before the acquisition, you might want to uncancel that one. You're sitting on easy money, Phil. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D. The original Ocarina of Time might be a bit tough for those not used to the technical limitations of the Nintendo 64. We're not just talking about controls, but frame rate and UI as well. Thanks to the capabilities of the 3DS though, Ocarina of Time has never felt so free and fluid before. With the bottom screen now displaying your inventory, you no longer had to stop everything just to look at a separate menu. You can switch equipment on the fly, all while enjoying the living, breathing, beautiful land of Hyrule. Even on a smaller screen, this was the better way to experience the N64 Classic. If only they didn't shut down the eShop. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
It really isn't all that difficult to play the original Final Fantasy VII, as the game has been ported to just about every platform imaginable. Yet we understand why some might be put off by the combat system. Those wanting something more action-heavy got their wish with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it was a love letter for both fans young and old. The storytelling felt more cohesive than before. The world was fully realized thanks to today's innovations in technology, and the change in combat was far more engaging and challenging to tussle with. If there was any reason as to why so many of us are excited for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it's because of what we experienced here back in 2020.
Really glad.
Star Fox 64 3D.
We're entering Corneria City now.
Make fun of us Star Fox fans all you want. We know that 64 is sort of the only excellent game in the franchise, but there's a reason for that. Just playing the 3DS remake can show you why people love the original. The challenge in getting a high score, the epic boss fights, the way you can discover routes to other planets, all with significantly improved graphics on the 3DS. A legendary N64 title was forever preserved here and polished up with new controls and character animation. And it even came with an incredibly fun online multiplayer mode. What more could have been asked for here? Now, let's remake it again.
Too late. Game over, pal.
Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Miss Croft, pardon the mess in the foyer, but a rather large shipment of antiquities arrived while you were out. I would have had the crates placed in the gallery, but the security alarm has somehow been activated, locking the room from the inside.
The first Tomb Raider game from 1996 is, it's rough, man. The tank controls do not do the exploration justice, and sometimes it can make combat frustrating. Tomb Raider Anniversary fixed all this and did so effortlessly. Jumping, climbing, shooting, it all felt so natural and in line with what other games were doing at the time. And if you have the game on PC, you can enjoy all of it at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second. Look, remasters are great and all, but Anniversary is the better way to relive the classic or play it for the first time. There's just no question.
Thousands of years I've waited for this moment!
Super Mario RPG. For years and years and years, we had been begging for Nintendo and Square Enix to at least re-release the original Super Mario RPG. There's almost nothing wrong with it. So imagine the shock and utter joy on fans' faces when this dropped. There's a reason so many of us have been screaming for this title, and the new visuals, cutscenes, and soundtrack done by the original composer Yoko Shimomura, it's everything we could have wanted. We never thought this game would ever exist outside of the SNES original, but we have it now, and it is amazing. Spyro Reignited Trilogy.
Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Despite not going through as many significant changes as a certain marsupial, Spyro Reignited Trilogy helped the original titles from Insomniac Games become their fully realized renditions. Developed by Toys for Bob, Reignited Trilogy rebuilt the first 3 Spyro games with new visuals, animations, textures, and even an entire new score from Steve Copeland. This was the perfect way to unleash the dragon and reintroduce him to new generations who kept asking what all the fuss was about. Now where's our Spyro 4? Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
Before the best dragon in gaming got his remake treatment, we had Insane Trilogy, a remake of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games entirely rebuilt from the ground up. Now you could play Crash Bandicoot, Cortex Strikes Back, and Warped with refined controls, modernized visuals, and a complete unaltered retelling of the original story. Not only did this show how many fans of the Bandicoot were still out in the world willing to fork over the ducats, it's also paved the way for many, many other classic platformers to come back from their graves. Hey, we wouldn't be getting remakes for Gex or Tomba if it wasn't for Crash Bandicoot. What's the best remake for a retro game you've played? Did it make our list? Let us know down in the comments, and subscribe to MojoPlays for more great videos every day.